Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nate O Hambone, and we're back. Woo! And sitting across from me right now, we have the man in the big chair once again,
Shawn Duke.
Shawn Duke, and sitting over there playing on his new MacBook Pro that he picked up for a pretty penny.
Jesse?
Yes.
James?
We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's having a little bit of an identity crisis. He's had a life-changing experience here in the last month or so. He is in a relationship.
When did that happen?
With pizza.
Well, that's always been there. Sheesh, I married that thing when I was 2.
So you're in a polygamous relationship with pizza and another woman.
Just multiple slices of pizza.
Yes. Okay. They only last so long. I go through them like paper.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it has been nearly a month since we've done a podcast, and we apologize for the lack of content. I personally have tried to keep the content rolling. We've been coming up with some brand new ideas, trying to do some new things, some short films and some skits and a few other things, and we've been moving on, and plus we've had some things happen in our personal lives that we're not going to divulge into unless we feel necessary. Shawn.
Like that monkey.
Whoop, monkey.
Yeah,
I mean,
that monkey.
May's a rough month for me, and it's just the start of everything. It's the start of summer, and when my birthday happened, I may have posted upon that. I turned 32 first week of May.
Yeehaw.
You go, Shawn. You're my shero.
Yeah. There are some other things that happened in May that it just drags kind of the month down for me a little bit, so I tried to make it a special month. I went to the Road Mountain State Park for what I thought was going to be a wonderful view of rhododendrons, and ended up with plants that hadn't bloomed yet. Got some great pictures, though. It was a good time. Had some barbecue and kind of hung out.
That's awesome, dude.
Nothing else I really want to divulge into, though.
Well, yeah.
Other
it's your
than
personal
technically
life,
you're
man.
16.
Yeah.
16.
Half of 32.
22.
Oh, gosh. Shut up, Taylor Swift.
I don't know if anybody saw it or not. I did post the 32 parody with the day I turned 32 that somebody done from her. And it's like, you don't see me because I'm recluse. Got a cat now, too. Stuff like that.
It's all because I'm 32.
What does one say to this other than wow and
Yeah.
I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, dude.
I'm glad you are too.
Yeah, me
Hopefully
too,
we get
bro.
to see you at 64.
Yeah. Hey.
Then we can put it in front of it.
N64. Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
But, yeah, May has been a busy month, not just for all of us, but for the rest of the world as well. I mean, as we just said, summer started in terms of movies, and schools let out for a lot of people all over the U.S. and all over the world, except for Japan, which they're hardcore about going to school all year long.
We are actually finally getting some good weather here.
Yeah.
And to the unfortunate folks in Oklahoma, I'm sorry about all these tornadoes and things that's going on.
Yeah, man. But you know what? There are silver linings with the tragedies that are happening out there. Did you see that one video about that one woman? It was an elderly woman. She was trapped under the rubble, and she came out unscathed. She didn't have a single scratch on her. She was there, and the tornado went by her house, and she was conscious throughout the entire thing. She knew exactly what was happening, and she just stayed still and prayed. And when she got up, she was looking for her dog, and she kept looking for her dog. And then the next day, the reporters came, and while the reporters were asking her questions, they heard a ruckus under the rubble. And it turns out her dog was also alive and unscathed. And they pulled the rubble off top of the dog, and the dog just walked out, and she started petting it, and she's like, and it's heartwarming and all that. And I actually saw some pretty mean comments on the video because she said God, I asked God for his help, and I thought he only granted one of my wishes, but he granted both of them.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but just tear up because she was okay, and so was her dog, and it was literally like a miracle. And And all these mean comments on the video, it was about, anti-God stuff and all this.
Yeah,
And
people are going to be pricks about everything.
I know, they're
That's
trolls.
something we can't really get into.
I know, and it's ridiculous. But people just troll like that, and it makes me mad. And anyway, I'm gonna get off that, but just silver linings like that, make my day. Just things like that, showing the brightness in the darkest of times.
I did hear on one of the Q&A things for the podcast this week that somebody had talked to Kevin Smith during one of the Q&As for the Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy Team movie. One of the guys actually said that someone had found one of the Clerks DVDs, like unscratched and everything, from somebody's house. And they were talking about how even the tornado couldn't stop Clerks 2 or something.
What did Kevin Smith say to that?
He laughed about it and he said, I couldn't stop it either. Apparently we're going to do a third one.
Of course. Well,
Kevin Smith.
oh, dude, Kev Smith, dude, he's the man.
It's so funny.
He is the man.
They're now at their first break of that whole thing, by the way. They're taking their first weekend off since we saw them this weekend.
Dear Lord, man.
So they're like 8 shows of the movie now. They were talking about that being the end of the first leg of the shows.
They've been busy.
They're going to be in Charlotte and where else? Columbus in the next 2 weeks.
Oh my god, that's just wild. I don't know what to say. That's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. That's just well. I'm glad that they've got a break and everything because Kev Smith, he's just going all the time. He's just when he's not at home with Jen and Harley, he's always on the road, and it's good that he has a break It's good that he gets a break every now and again because I love Kevin Smith, and if we were to lose him early, I probably wouldn't know what to do.
I don't know how much of a break he gets because when he goes home, though, there's other stuff that he does. I mean, he's still trying to finish the Clerks 3 draft, which he's on his 3rd or 4th draft of. He does Smodcast with Mosier when he's in town.
Yeah.
And he does Hollywood Babylon every Friday night with Ralph Garman.
Yeah.
So even though he's home...
Yeah, he's still running around with his head cut off.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and, well...
but it's how he makes his money now.
He's active, dude. I mean, he just stays active, and I've been missing this, guys. I've been missing coming here and just talking the bull with y'all and just.
I've been missing getting together too, but it's all life. It's just situations that we can't get through. Sometimes we can't get together, but we're always going to try to do something.
Yeah.
You've been doing it with your short reviews and at least keeping some kind of content flowing on our YouTube channel, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing great with it.
Thanks.
For the times that me and Jesse could get together, we've been working on a few different things for conceptual art and different things of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're still moving forward.
Yeah. Keep moving.
A little slowly but surely, but we're still there.
Yeah. Well... It's all about, just staying active and not letting things fall into disrepair. I mean, we had a chance to podcast a few weeks ago, but I was the one that messed that up because I couldn't get over here in time.
And I couldn't the night prior to that, so...
It's just timing, dude.
It's good, though.
Life. But... Hey, here we are, nearly a month later, and we're still going. We're still trucking. Yeah.
I feel like this is always something we can come together and do once we can get a point to do it. We just need to maybe have certain times we can. But it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, me, whenever I get a job, which hopefully Best Buy will call me back because they're doing a lot of hiring here in the next little bit. Hopefully they'll call me back and... once I get my work schedule worked out, maybe we can all, get allotted time together. Just plan out when we can get together and do stuff.
You dangling it like a carrot, sir?
Apparently, and I didn't even realize I was dangling.
You all right?
He was dangling his mic cord, and he didn't realize it, unfolded from him.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It just, flopped over, and it's like, oh!
So... this morning I got a lovely call from the wonderful Mr. Jesse James asking me what my beautiful self was doing at the time I was sitting on the toilet.
Did you tell him you were taking the Browns to the Super Bowl?
No, he should have.
But we actually have been on our local thoroughfare, State Street, Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee. Nate and Jesse and I have taken a lot of photographs this morning of downtown, which we'll probably post a few on our Facebook page later on today if you want to see where we live, where we go through, what we interact with. We've been by Mountain Empire Comics, talked about the RobCon that's coming to town soon. They're trying to trying to get a few more things for that. We can't really release anything what's going on there, but they're trying to get a few more what would you say?
Activities?
Well, right now, Rob's actually running around trying to pick up some more comic book artists to see if they'd be interested in doing this. We already got it in quite a few. Yeah. Last year, it was so big. Like, seriously, it was like... if any of you guys know what Tennessee High School Viking Hall looks like, which is the basketball gymnasium, it's freaking massive to begin with. They host the Arby's Classic every year. It's phenomenal. It's a good size. Last year was its first year there, RobCon was, and it was so packed that they actually had a couple of people, if I remember right, on stage. And it wasn't like a lot of people on stage, but it was a couple. Yeah. And then that's also where they do the show, where, you got costumes, you come up and you're like, you
cosplay and all that.
Yeah, you cosplay and whatnot, which is a lot of fun. But then on top of that, you have, it was insane. I mean, out of everything, out of all the people, of all the artists, and this year they're talking about it's going to be even bigger, and I'm like, it's going to be bigger, and it's going to be there? I don't know if you could go much bigger. And they're talking about extending into the hallways on the outer rim. Yeah. Which, if that's the case, yeah, you can make it pretty good size, and it'd be definitely worth going to. I mean, either way, it's worth going to.
Yeah. Well, for the people who may not be familiar with what we're talking about, though, I know that Jesse actually stated that it is Viking Hall. It is where there is a basketball stadium, and they do, of course, hold the Arby's Classic. But to give you maybe more of an idea, though, I actually saw Kid Rock there a few years ago.
Yeah.
So they hold concerts. I've seen Jason Aldean in the same building.
Yeah.
Megadeth, I think, played there one time back in
the
late 90s. So, I mean, it is a venue where you could hold several thousand people in seating area, but they also have a floor area too, which is where the convention goes on. So and it's a lot of room, a lot of good room for them.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
And from seeing the photos from last year, I went to I think it was the first RobCon ever when they had it.
No, that wasn't the first.
Oh well, it was my first one. It was when they had it in the Bristol Mall convention room. They had a little convention,
which no longer is there.
No, which is being like remodeled into like something, I don't know. But I remember going to that, and just all the people that were there. And then I saw pictures of RobCon from last year, which I went about 3 or 4 years ago. But from last year compared to when I went, massive difference. There's like 5 to 10 times as many people there, and it's ridiculous. It is just massive.
Jesse and I did make it to Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, you did?
Unfortunately, you didn't get to make it to.
Yeah.
I picked up like 13 different comics, and then went to Asheville, trucked over the hill.
Yeah.
Went to several different breweries on that day.
Yeah, I love freaking. Yeah. You had a long day that day.
I did. I met him up here at like 10.
Yeah.
Well, when there's
10.
When there's beer involved, Sean goes on a warpath.
I didn't get back until like 1 from Asheville. I had like 16, 17 different kinds of beer in one day.
What was that?
That wasn't me. Whoa! That was me. I'm in the clear for once. I had my phone on vibrate.
What? Hey, your phone buzzed. I can hear it through the microphone.
Yeah, but hey, it was on vibrate.
Hey, mine's on vibrate now too, and that was a Facebook message. That wasn't a phone call.
But when you make that ass be vibrate.
Yeah, there we go.
We are definitely back in black.
Yes,
back
we
in
are.
Action.
Oh man. It has been. Well, guys, it's been today's been a fun day.
It has been.
I mean, honestly, waking up and then like 5 minutes right after waking up, I look down and see that Jesse's calling me. I'm like, what? I haven't heard from him in a month. Hey, man, how you doing? And then it's like, hey, come down to State Street, man. Come down to State Street. City Mac's closing, and they're having to go on a business sale, which is
not
sad.
out of business sale, but they're
closing up their shop in Bristol.
They're closing up. Well, yeah, they're closing up, and it's sad because City Mac. That's where Jesse and I hung out a few times when we were going on our State Street walks.
And that's where I got my iPad. I got my iPad for a good deal, and then I got the gas. I got the new Mac.
Got a new MacBook.
Sounds like
MacBook Pro today, 15-inch.
Sounds like you guys had a date at City Mug.
City Mug.
But
you gotta get that City
Mac,
Mug.
Yeah, it's sad that City Mac's closing, but
you want some of that cream?
Waking up to that phone
Fucking
call,
cream's
and then,
coming.
And then me having to run errands real quick. I had to run my mom's phone to Best Buy to try and get it fixed. But then as soon as I was done, I bolted as fast as I could. And it turns out it was like an hour later.
Well, it's not like I was in any hurry either. He called me at 10 o'clock, and I didn't get down there till like 11.
Yeah, well,
and I live like a minute from State Street.
Yeah, well, I just remember that, and I was just thinking to myself, just like, oh, come on, gotta get there. And then I get there, and I called to tell him I was on State Street, and you picked up, Shawn, which I was like, wow, Jesse must have a cold. Oh, it's Shawn.
No, Jesse was playing with the alien speaker.
Yeah, y'all. When I came in, y'all were looking at that speaker. It was an upside. It was a reverse a reverse harmonics speaker, was it?
Yeah, well, it's inverted.
It's It was cool as can be. I mean, it looked like something like an alien egg. It was like an alien egg with a cortex in the middle.
That setup's called something. It's like called sport sticks or something, or speaker sticks or something.
Oh yeah, the speakers beside the computer.
I love how you're looking at me like I know what it's called.
Dude,
I know what it does.
You should be the Mac
you're the tech guy
because we were there
the tech
looking at Mac stuff.
It ain't a Mac product.
Hey, come on.
There's like four Apple things glowing at me right now.
Sean's Mr. Pop Culture. I'm the audio guy. You're the tech guy. Come on, man.
Hey, just I can throw anything together and make it work. I'm a legit what they call rig.
Yeah, you're a techie. You're a rig. You're a rigger.
Whoa!
What? Oh no! You did not just do that to me. You did not. Oh my god! I cannot believe that, dude.
It's like that South Park episode where it's like
Richards.
It's like in space GGERS, and it's like these people annoy you, and he's like, I can't say that on TV. I'll just say it. It's fine, and it's like. He says it, and it's not the right word. He goes, no, the word's actually naggers, Bob. Naggers. Naggers annoy you. Nice try.
And then there's that one where all the rich people came to town, and it was mostly rich black people who came to town, and it's like, what should we do to make them leave? I mean, honestly, it's all these richers are in the town. I was like, whoa, that's close. All these richers are in town, and what are we gonna do? We need to like show them we mean business. I know. Let's tell them it's time to leave. How are we gonna do that? By putting a big flaming T in their front yards. Oh. And I was like, oh my god, really? He's like, wait a minute. As long as it ain't
lowercase.
I was about to say that's what they did. I was like, and then he says, well, wait a minute. Let's make it a lowercase. Why can't we make it an uppercase T? Well, it's easier to do it this way. I mean, honestly, a lowercase T, they see it's a T, and they're like, oh, it must be time to leave, and they'll leave.
It's time for tea.
Yeah,
Mr.
And then finally they decide that they should dress up as, here's the
ghosts.
Yeah, they dress up as ghosts and chase all of the richers out of town, all the rich people out of town. And then Mr. Garrison, right at the end, he's like, well, I'm glad they're all gone, and they're like, yeah, all those richers are gone too, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty good too, and then Randy's like, what did you mean, Mr. Garrison? Well, at least we got rid of all those damn nip, and then it cuts, and I was just like, oh, oh my gosh,
that ain't right.
I know, it got me. I was like, oh,
this show pushes a lot of boundaries.
I know. I really, for a time, I stopped watching them because they were so, so against religion. They had like some anti-religion stuff, and then I saw they actually have anti-atheist stuff now too. They did a parody of Richard Dawkins and everything.
They're an equal opportunity
hilarious.
destroyer.
Yeah, they really don't. They really are just satirists of everything. They just take the extreme of a movement or an extreme thing of something. Like they did all the internet sensations. The Numa Numa guy and the dramatic groundhog. Dun dun dun. They did all of those, and and the Tron guy as well, and they all killed each other. And then the guy, chocolate, right? Which South Park, I watch it every now and again, but it's only the episodes I know that I'll like. Episodes I know that are good.
Well, speaking of things, I guess, that you've watched, if you have or have not been keeping up with what Nate's been doing on the channel, Nate has a short review that he's been doing for actual movie reviews that he's been seeing and things of that nature. So, out of the summer blockbusters that you've seen and reviewed so far, Nate, which one was your favorite one?
Favorite movie or favorite?
Which one would you go see again? Which one's the pinnacle of what you saw?
Well, personally, I would probably say, it's a toughie. Probably the new Star Trek.
Okay.
I'd watch it again because there was a lot in that film. J.J. Abrams is really good about cramming a lot of stuff in there, for nostalgia. And, there's a lot of nostalgia from the old Star Trek films and from the original series. There's little inclusions that you see every now and again. And he's really good about that in this one. And, I'm not going to give anything away, but my main problem with it was the ending. I'm not going to say what it was or anything like that. But the ending, it could have been pulled off better. And, if Aronofsky, Kurtzman, and Lindelof, the writers, would have come up with a better way of putting that ending, I think it would have been a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesse, have you seen any that you want to go into? I know that you've been kind of busy. I didn't know if you'd actually saw any recently or not.
Nah, I think the most recent thing, let's see here. I saw Iron Man with Mom and Dad, so that's Iron Man 3. And then, what's the other one? I saw another one with Audrey. I cannot remember the same.
What was it about?
Oh, I saw the new G.I. Joe movie.
Oh,
How was
Retaliation?
It wasn't bad. I just wish they would have went a different route with it. I still liked it, but I mean, to me, it's definitely one of those kind of like, hey, let's take the kids out and see it.
I hear it was better than the first one, but I haven't seen.
Well, you gotta keep in mind the first one. You always got you gotta lay down the story kind of ordeal.
Lay the foundation.
Yeah, lay the foundation so it leads up to everything else. Well, the way the sequel set up, they're playing off of it's been years
Since the other one.
And there's a lot of stuff that's like kind of missing. Like for instance, remember in the first one, I can never remember the guy who's the black guy.
Marlon Wayans.
Oh, Marlon Wayans?
Yeah, he's not in this one, and it really threw me for a loop because to me,
Ripcord, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the mains.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it, and then some stuff happened. I don't want to ruin anything for people that might want to see it, but for stuff that happened in the beginning, you're just like,
oh,
really?
I've heard things about it.
That's
I'm not
an
gonna ruin it
interesting
either,
way to start it.
Well, they do something in the beginning of the film that I heard about that kind of pisses me off. But I still want to see it though. I still want to see it because I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
See, I wanted to see it as well, and I haven't. I've actually been kind of lacking on my summer movie buff status. I haven't seen any of the. I've seen one of these summer movie blockbusters, which was, of course, Fast and Furious 6 Fast 6 or Furious 6.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
It
that
confused
thing.
me too.
That movie.
This isn't really a spoiler, but when the opening credits were done, you have the title of the movie, and it was just Furious 6. Not Fast and Furious 6, just Furious 6.
I think that it just got too long, to be honest with you. And aren't there just are there just 6 characters now?
6 main characters. Let's see. We have Dom and Brian. We have Mia. We have Letty, and we have Tej and Roman. 6. Yeah. So after Han and
Hobbs.
Han, Hobbs, and Giselle. Yeah.
So essentially, yeah, yes and no.
Yeah, yes, and well, it. I guess by the end of the movie, you can judge for yourself.
Yeah.
What you wanna take under consideration, but Fast and Furious 6, I liked it a lot. I liked it.
Too.
I liked it as good as the 5th one, which I never thought in a million years. 4 years ago, when they released Fast and Furious, the 4th one, I thought this isn't gonna be good. This is
kind of a jumping off point.
Yeah.
We're good to go now.
Yeah, because it had all the original characters coming back, and I was excited for that because over the last few movies, Too Fast, Too Furious, you had Brian but no Dom, and then at the end of the 3rd one, you had Dom, but he was there for only like 10 seconds. But anyway, they did Fast and Furious, the 4th one, and I thought to myself, this is probably going to be it. They're just probably going to tie everything together. But then when they talked about releasing Fast 5, I'm like, okay, this is just going to be silly. And then I watched it.
It was pretty good too.
And it was good. It was a good action caper movie. I liked it.
I don't think that we could have got to where we are now without the first one.
No.
But maybe we could have without the second one. Other than the fact that we wouldn't have Tyrese. But
well, the second one I thought was okay. It could have been a lot better. I mean, especially with him going to Miami and tying in cartels and everything. They didn't do a good job of tying that in. Which John Singleton, the guy that directed it, he did Boys in the Hood. You remember that? That's an awesome movie. And with him doing like a racing movie, I felt he was kind of a little out of the element.
That is the one thing that they've kind of gotten away from. I know that there's still like 1 or 2 race scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
But they don't do it as much, and they're not even hyping it as much. It's more about the other story away from the cars now.
Yeah, the caper
and that's what's
the robbery,
making it better.
Yeah.
They're taking the story and building it around the cars, and I think that's what interests a lot of people into the whole series.
And plus, these characters as well. I find myself caring for these characters. I mean, honestly, I don't want Dom to be, well, never mind. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to ruin a big plot point of the 6th one. But like in the 5th one, I think I can talk about the 5th one. The 5th one, when Hobbs the character Hobbs, played by The Rock,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, I think his character being included into the series, it balanced out the story chemistry. It balanced out the character chemistry because you have the tough guys on the racing team. You have Brian and you have Dom, and you have all of them. But who do you have to chase them that can actually take them down? Who actually has the ability to take them down?
Yeah, I will go ahead and say one thing about that, though. Speaking of the whole chase, there's no way his big truck-like thing could even try to keep up with his flip cars.
Well,
I was watching it going, there's no way.
Well, actually, dude, those things.
They're big. They have big engines, but I don't see them.
They're like souped-up turbo diesels.
I don't even see them keeping up with the BMWs.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind they got to drop a lot, drop gear a lot, just to have that kind of kick.
Well, the top speed on those things would actually surprise you.
Yeah,
top speed.
Well,
I can agree with you. Their maneuverability would be hindered by the fact of the thing's weight. I mean, that thing weighs a metric
even
ton.
at top speed, you can have a speedometer that says 200, but you'll never see 200 unless you have like a 20-mile hill and you're going down it.
Yeah, well, it's just the top flatland speed on that thing is actually, I think, 100, and I think top speed I saw on it was like 148. Which is really good for a vehicle that size. It's just, I think the maneuverability, you're right about that. I don't think maneuverably it can't keep up with a high-performance machine like that. Which
and it also depends on the tires. I mean, if to keep up with something like that, you would have to have amazing tires, but at the same time, because of the weight, you'd need something that wasn't so amazing so you could slide some, but you got to have that nice balance. Otherwise, you just that thing would flip, roll, and here we go.
Yeah.
But that is mine. I mean, of course, it's the only one I've seen. I guess it is kind of the default to the one that I would see again, the one that is the better to me. In the upcoming weeks, I do hope to see some more because now that I'm kind of getting some more time back into me.
Yeah.
But that is my one, I guess. One. And I'll say go ahead and stay for credits and everything else. So.
I've it's been a while since we've done this, guys, and I figure we have a tradition to uphold.
And we definitely need to.
And we definitely need to uphold it. Uphold the honor of the ones who are seeking our love advice. We will now go into our weekly, supposedly weekly. We will go into we will go into one of our normal
or monthly.
We'll go into one of
this
our
can't be
running
our monthly amount of tampons.
We will go into one of our weekly our running skits, and we'll. Oh my god! Okay, but guys, seriously,
I love how you tried to keep that together.
I know. I tried. I can't. Oh my god! Your face is what got me, man. You leaning back and just cracking.
There's no way.
Anyway. We're gonna go into our normal segment of Love Hurts, featuring the Great Chaos Podcast. Now, it's been a while since we've done this, so you'll forgive us if we're a little bit rusty. But whoever has anything up, feel free to go first.
I guess I'll start. My first one is going to be, can I buy you a drink, or do you just want the money?
Oh. Jesse, you have any yet, or?
I think I got one. Can I borrow that quarter? My mom told me to call home when I fell in love.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Uh-oh. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Ah, you. My phone's being silly right now. Okay. Okay.
Blame the phone.
Okay, not that one. Now, this one I've heard before. So tell me if you guys have heard it before. Okay, if I received a nickel for every time I saw someone as beautiful as you, I'd have 5 cents.
Because you just saw her once?
Yeah.
I've not heard that before. That's interesting.
Really? Oh. My friend Froggy at VHCC told me that one.
Was it successful for him?
He said that Froggy was a guy who could snap his fingers and would have 3 women around him immediately.
So he's like the old song.
Yeah.
Froggy McCourt didn't he did right?
Pretty much, yes.
Sorry.
That's how he was. Froggy. He always wore green, and he had flame. He had this fiery red hair that was in long flowing locks. He looked like he looked like a beefy version of Heath Slater, the one man band in WWE.
Well, for my second one,
go on.
Do you use Windex? Because I can see myself in your pants.
Oh, ooh, wow.
I envy your lipstick.
That's your other one. I thought that was just you being random, and I was like,
dude, that was good. That was good. I like that. It's simple and basic. Oh, that was good.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
I love how hard we're making this today.
Well, dude, we haven't done it in a while, so I said, excuse us if we're still rusty. I mean, honestly, listen to us. We sound like okay.
Bunch of high school girls. What?
But we sound normal. We were relaxed, so that's good.
Okay. I've got one for you. I won't give you a pickup line if you'll let me buy you a drink.
Oh, that'd probably work. That'd probably work pretty easily.
Yeah. It says on here success 348 times out of 720 attempts. That's good.
That's almost a quarter, almost half.
Yeah.
my third and final was, I'm new in town. Can I have directions to your house? That's real creeper and like
Yeah,
that is kind of
bye.
creepy.
it's real creeper in like a pedophilia kind of way.
That was
Well, I got one. I wish my name was Richard because I'd totally do this. It says, "Hi, my name is," and then you're supposed to put a thing. So just remember, I'm going to say my name's Richard.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Dick, but you could call me Lover.
Oh my gosh! Here's one for you. This isn't more of a pickup line. It's more of a way to get a girl to
Pregnant.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Inseminated.
Here's one. This is more of a story. A boy gives a girl 12 roses, 11 fake, 1 real, and he says to her, "I'll stop loving you when all the roses die."
Boom.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I couldn't believe that when I saw it too. I was just like,
That's not bad.
no, it's
Isn't
not.
bad.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
That's nah. Sheesh. Especially if the fake ones look realistic.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, dude.
Nah.
It's pretty tight.
That's, that's good.
Well, that was your installment of Love Hurts this week. And
Yeah.
we appreciate you for sticking with us through that.
And
We appreciate you definitely for sticking with us through this time off that we've had.
yeah.
Hopefully, we are back with a vengeance and back to go
Bah.
Yeah.
through. Anyway.
Okay.
Murder.
Okay, I'm out of animal noises.
I hope you liked our video podcast that we uploaded. You may or may not have seen Mr. Jesse going for a pit stop on the Atlanta freeway at the end of the second one. It was
Yes,
pretty
that
awesome.
was cool. That was good. Okay.
Yeah, I had to pee.
But anyway.
Nevertheless, do continue to like, subscribe, favorite us on multiple things we are on
on
now.
the Facebook, on the Tumblr, on the YouTube.
What is
and
our Tumblr thing? By the
Our
way?
Tumblr thing, actually, I said it, it's just Great Chaos Podcast. Just look it up. And I also opened up a short reviews channel on there as well for my stuff. And, actually, we're under a domain to where we can open up as many pages as we want for whatever we want. So
Even
if
though
we,
Yahoo bought Tumblr.
yeah. Whenever we come up with shorts, we can actually put on there, GC shorts, like Great Chaos Shorts and all that. We can put those up on there. But, yeah, check us out on Tumblr. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Hey, comment, like, subscribe, or, hey, just thanks for listening in.
Just check us out.
But anyway, thank
Fat
you very
bye.
much. And for the Great Chaos Podcast, this is Nate O Hambone,
Shawn Duke.
Jesse James.
and we shall see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.